So we've touched upon this,
Yeah.
which is cork and rubber. We've touched upon this, which is cork and disposable medical gloves.
Yes.
This was the foam that you find inside the car seats.
Yeah.
We've not talked about this.
Yes.
What is that? Today I'm sitting with one of the founders of Planet Paduks, a footwear company that's stepping up to rethink what we wear on our feet. The world produces 23 billion pairs of footwear each year, and only about 5% ever gets recycled. Most end up in landfills, polluting our planet.
So there is a tire landfill in one of the Gulf countries which is visible from space.
It's visible from space.
It's visible from space. Idea has been put in our head that the sole on which our feet rest the whole day needs to have cushion. I mean, if you consult doctors, advise if you have a vitamin D deficiency or something, vitamin D deficiency, what they will advise you, walk barefoot on grass for half an hour a day, because the energy which you get from the earth, okay, it helps your body. So the myth which is there that cushion needs to be there has been well marketed by a lot of brands, and unfortunately now that has become the norm. Nothing can be 100% sustainable. If I want it to be 100% sustainable, I have to walk barefoot.
What's an innovation you're most excited about? Where do you think this industry is headed? Today I'm sitting with one of the founders of Planet Paduks, a footwear company that's stepping up to rethink what we wear on our feet. From the materials we choose to the systems they support, and the comfort we forget we deserve. These soles are showing us how to tread lighter, leaving behind a lighter footprint on the planet. The world produces 23 billion pairs of footwear each year, and only about 5% ever gets recycled. Most end up in landfills, polluting our planet. What if your next pair could help change that? Imagine wearing footwear with soles crafted from old tires or even natural cork and rubber. Sounds crazy? Well, today's guest is making it a reality. Joining me is the co-founder of Planet Paduks, a conscious footwear brand from India that's turning heads. Please welcome Amit Jain. Welcome to Sustainability with Shreya. Amit, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you for having me here.
I love the ethos behind the brand. When I first came across Planet Paduks and I discovered that you use materials that would otherwise go to waste.
Correct.
We're talking about cork, rubber, recycled tires. I thought it was crazy that someone was finding treasure where most people see trash. What was the story behind starting the brand, and what was the aha moment, and what problem were you trying to solve?
So it actually started when I faced a problem. So what was happening is I was taking months and months to find the right footwear. So sometimes 2 months, 3 months. So basically I had a certain criteria to find a footwear. One is the footwear should be durable. Second, it should be comfortable. Third, it should be stylish. But the problem is, if you try to solve A, B, and C, all these three criterias, it's not affordable. So there's where the idea came, why we cannot produce a footwear which fits all the criteria, but still solves the problem of the waste management. So when I started digging deep into the footwear industry, I started realizing that what we are actually buying in terms of footwear are two things. It's just the price or what is offered to you. If you really want to tick all the boxes, they are not affordable. If they are affordable, they are just plastic.
Yeah.
So all the detailed research and my own personal pain point resulted into researching more onto the waste side then. And the idea was very simple, to find waste, basically, which is already there, and to use them into making the footwear. And what better alternative than using your discarded tires? So I'll give you a fun fact. How much of a waste is a tire? So there is a tire landfill in one of the Gulf countries which is visible from space.
It's visible from space.
It's visible from space.
And it just thrown away tires.
It's thrown away tires. That is the amount, and this is just one of the country I'm talking about. In India, it's a bigger problem because we are burning those tires, which again is leading to a lot of health hazards, a lot of air pollution. So why not take such material and use them as the sole of the footwear? So that was the basic idea. Why? Because one, tire itself, they are very durable. They are skid resistant, all which are required into your footwear sole. So that was kind of like an aha moment where I had my own personal pain point, which led me to a lot of research in terms of fashion industry, a lot of waste management, and in the end the idea fit the purpose, solving the waste manage problem and solving the problem of finding a good footwear.
So it's not really a shoe brand, it's also a waste management company.
We like to stick to shoe brand company as of now.
But it's a waste management company masking as a shoe brand.
Yeah,
You could say that.
you can say that because it's just not the tires which we are using right now, right? So we are using a lot of other waste materials which during our course of progressing in the business in last 4 5 years we have come across and we have started using them. For example, we are also using medical gloves which are surplus and thrown away as one of the component in our material. Then we have
This one?
yeah. So this is cork.
Okay.
So when we are using cork as a raw material, you just cannot take the cork blindly because it's a brittle material. So you need some kind of flexibility,
Right.
for which you need to add rubber. Now, first option is very simple, very convenient. Take virgin rubber,
Yeah.
but that same source is also available in the waste, which is your medical gloves which are wasted
Okay.
or which are surplus or have expired. So we take them, we do the disinfection, we put the colors and we mix them into the cork, and that's how you get this colorful corks.
Are these companies more than willing to give it to you if you're partnering with certain waste management companies or certain industries where there is
Yes.
waste that's being produced? Are they open to partnering up
Yes,
with?
yes, definitely, because it actually solves the problem. Because even if you want to dispose your waste, it's going to cost you something. So everyone is in a win-win situation. We are getting the material. They are also happy, saying that they basically don't have to take the efforts to dispose them responsibly, and we can use them as this as a source material.
Because it's the same pain point when you mentioned you were trying to find shoes that were durable, stylish,
Yeah,
and you were looking for one more criteria. Comfortable.
comfortable.
Yes, and that's a big one for women as well because it's either high heels that look really good, but you'll never find flats that are comfortable, durable, last the monsoon season,
Yeah.
at the same time, they have to look good.
See, our idea when we make any product, okay, comfortable, of course, sustainability is there, but what good is footwear if it's just sustainable? So our idea is that if you really want to drive sustainability into, especially in the Indian market, which is price sensitive, okay, you have to take care a lot of things. Just being sustainable, it's not going to solve the problem. One, coming on the pricing side, it needs to be affordable to a lot of people. If I'm pricing a footwear at 10,000 rupees, it is not going to be affordable to the 99% of the India's population. So what purpose this brand will serve then? Because if 99% of the people cannot buy the product which is so highly priced, I'm not creating any dent in the fashion industry, especially in the footwear industry. So the idea is to make it accessible. So we have products which starts with below 1,000 rupees and going till whatever 3,000, 4,000.
That was intentional.
That was intentional. So we are trying our level best that it should be accessible from the price point of view. It should be accessible to the maximum people possible. However, we also stick to the point that in terms of creating a pricing which is affordable doesn't mean that we are getting into the products or the materials or the craftsmanship which is cheap.
Yeah. So you're not
Because
compromising on.
yeah, so we are trying
That's
to create balance between affordability, between sustainability.
What's been if someone were to start a sustainable brand in India, as you said, it is a price sensitive market, what are the other things that they need to be conscious of?
One is, and of course this is my personal opinion, most of the people who start sustainable brands, they make it so bland, they make it so uncool that people start hating the whole world of sustainable fashion.
Yeah.
Why my sustainable fashion should be something like which I cannot flaunt, because fashion is all about showing off. If I can wear XYZ things at multiple places, definitely it's fashionable. But if I'm creating pieces in terms of clothing or in terms of bags or in terms of footwear, which are basically I can't wear outside my house,
Yeah.
then it's not
Yeah.
serving the purpose.
That's true.
So the idea is, however sustainable your product is and whatever you're making, however sustainable product is, it needs to be eye-catching.
Yes.
If it is not appealing, to the consumer eyes, it is not going to sell. It is just going to, it is just going to sit in your inventory.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a brand where people are like, okay, they do good.
Yes.
And they're ethical, but do I want to buy it? No.
Because it doesn't go with your lifestyle.
Yeah. Doesn't go with how I want to be perceived as well.
Exactly.
It has to be aspirational. And if it's not aspirational,
Yeah.
it's not cool enough for me to purchase that item and stand behind it and be seen wearing it as well. Because the material could be extremely sustainable even with clothing, but if I look like a fridge at the end of the day and it without any shape or form.
Because we are creating products which are used in multiple situations. For example, let's take example of the first product which is
This
kept
one?
there. Yeah, this one. This is one of the best selling product we launched 4 years back.
Oh, wow.
And every year we sell thousands of pairs. Why? Because this goes on jeans.
Yeah.
This goes on your dress. This goes on your shorts. This goes anywhere. Like people wear the, and this is what customer feedback. This is totally based on customer feedback and not our perception.
Yeah.
People wear them to office. People wear it for a normal walk. People just wear it. It is so versatile that you can match it with any outfit. So being sustainable is that as well. If I'm offering you a pair which helps you to cut down, the number of pairs you are buying
as well. Yeah.
that's also sustainable.
For sure.
According to us.
Has to be versatile.
Yeah.
So if I were to break this down, this part,
Yeah.
the sole,
Yes.
this is upcycle tire.
This is the tires with our own formulation, which is biodegradable.
This is biodegradable.
Yes.
And this is the tire, these are the tires that go to the landfill that you were talking about.
Correct.
Wow. So just waste of the automobile industry.
Correct.
This is just cork without,
This is cork with
this
rubber.
is cork. This is cork with rubber.
With rubber.
Okay. And
Yeah.
this?
This is again rubber.
Okay. So this is rubber, this is cork with rubber, and
Yeah.
this is upcycle tire.
Yes. So the thing is, there are a lot of myths in sustainability which needs to be busted.
What's the first one you'd bust?
First one is that just because it's biodegradable doesn't mean it's compostable. There is a huge difference between being biodegradable and being compostable. So let's take example. You can have a biodegradable cup of coffee. So that cup is there. Just saying that it is biodegradable doesn't mean it's sustainable, because how long it will take to biodegrade is also needs to be communicated to the consumer. It might take years and years. Like for example, let's take the banana peel, okay, the outer cover, which will biodegrade in within 3-4 days.
Yeah.
But that cup might take years and years to biodegrade.
But my marketing still allows me to use biodegradable.
Yes.
And people assume that's more sustainable.
Which comes to, we get to the point of greenwashing.
Yeah.
So just because it's biodegradable, it should be compostable as well. Let's take for example our sneakers. Again, coming back to sneakers, we literally say that our sneakers are 82% biodegradable.
What does that mean?
They are not 100% biodegradable. We like to be very transparent with our consumers. So we just don't put the blanket statement it's biodegradable. And
People question that? What about the remaining 18%?
yeah, few customers, yes, few people who are well educated, who actually want to really do something better for the planet, they will come and question why this 18% is not there, and we give them the explanation why this balance 18% is not biodegradable, because as of now we don't have a biodegradable material to use there.
Right.
Like for example, you have a sneaker, you tie your laces, right? And in the end there is a plasticky substance.
Yes, always.
There is no sustainable alternative to that. It's made of plastic. That is one of the raw material which we have not been able to source, which is biodegradable.
Yeah, there's always gum. There's this plastic bit that you mentioned. In food, there's always a little bit of milk solids. Like the food is almost vegan, and then I'll be like, oh, milk solids. I'm like, why do you have to do that all the time? So I couldn't just be vegan.
The So you must have seen those ads where the terms and condition are meant,
Yeah. At all
very
times.
minutely asterisk is there and terms
Yeah.
and condition apply. So if that is the same case here. So if I'm saying my footwear is only 82% biodegradable, at the same time I am saying it is only 36% compostable. And we are very transparent about it.
Right.
We are not, when it is only 82%, we don't go ahead and make a statement saying that it is biodegradable. I mean, I get few of the brands, they can always come and say this part is biodegradable. But for us, it is conveying the right information to customer. We are telling you it is 82% biodegradable because let's come to another myth buster. Nothing can be 100% sustainable.
Yeah.
If I want it to be 100% sustainable, I have to walk bare feet, which is 100%.
The most sustainable form of clothing is to not wear clothes.
Not
as
wearing
well.
any clothes. But again, as a society, that's not acceptable.
Yeah. No,
And
there is going to be a carbon footprint no matter what you do. It's just
Exactly.
about how much you can reduce it and to what degree.
Yeah, so 100% sustainability you cannot achieve, but the idea of our brand is how close we can get to it. Just not about the product, but about the packaging, but about the sourcing, also in terms of styling of the footwear. So everything we do, we just don't want our product to be sustainable. We want the whole cycle which is there of right from sourcing the material to the end consumer. We want it 100% to be sustainable, which in practicality is not possible. So for example, but our mission is to be getting as close as possible.
Yeah. Another massive issue I have when I'm buying footwear is that one, I'm Jain.
Yeah.
Two, I'm vegan, which means using leather is out of question.
Correct.
But whenever you buy non-leather footwear, I've heard this feedback. I've found brands over time that are durable, that look good, that last just as long as well. But a lot of people say that when they buy PU or they buy other vegan materials, they either come apart really easily, or they're breaking. They need to replenish the footwear like right away. That is not as long-lasting as leather.
Correct.
Do you need leather to make durable footwear? Is animal skin a necessity, like a evil necessity when it comes to shoes?
No, not at all. You can use materials which are of good quality. Even if you are using PU, you can use a good PU which actually can last longer. So for let's take example of Cork products which we are making. These footwear easily last more than 2 years because the material source is of good quality. If you source a good quality material and you make it in a much better way, the craftsmanship is good, it is going to last. Of course, now there are two aspects to it. One is how well the brand is making the product. Second, how well the consumer is using the product. So it's a responsibility just which is not one-sided. It's dual-sided responsibility. If as a consumer, if you are not taking care of your product, like your health, things are going to haywire. Things are going to go south. So for example, if you are using PU, if you are buying a material, if you want to stick to buying a product which is not made from leather, you most likely will end up with either plant-based leather, which again turns out to be very expensive because limited production right now. But most or likely you will end up with PU or PVC. If you are not taking a good care of the material, of the footwear, or of the bag, which is made from PU or PVC, of course, it is not going to last. So just to give an example, PU or PVC starts as a material, and this is from the sourcing side. You can buy a PU PVC ranging from 100 rupees meter to 3000 rupees meter. Now the higher end of the spectrum is actually more expensive than some types of leather which you can source. So it all depends on what kind of...
but it's still plastic, right? That's the debate.
It's still plastic, but now there are a lot of better innovation. There is biodegradable PU which has come. So you can definitely use that.
Without the greenwashing.
Without the greenwashing.
Biodegradable.
Yeah, without the greenwashing, you can use that. Things are looking better in terms of material innovation in India. There are a lot of plant-based leather which has come, like for cactus is there.
Yes.
grapes are there, pineapple is there,
Tomato,
which has recently,
mango,
best sugar, banana fiber.
yeah.
So there are a lot of alternate options are there. But again, in a country which is so price sensitive, we have a long road ahead because these materials are still little expensive. Because at the end of the day, you have to also look at the final price of the product. So probably in few years down the line, you'll see lot of brands adopting to plant-based leather rather than leather or the PU PVC products.
I hope so. But what's
Yes.
the innovation you're most excited about? Where do you think this industry is headed?
The innovation I would actually be, I think a lot of times if I am able to innovate that, is that I can make a footwear which is shape shifting.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So the cool part is that you can make unisex footwear. Okay. I can make it for you.
Please
And,
do.
and if it is adjustable, your partner, your husband or your boyfriend, he can also use it just by few modifications. So it solves the sustainability problem a lot.
I don't know if I want that much intimacy that I want to share shoes and share a space.
No,
I don't know that. I think he can wear his own shoes.
No, so the idea is, see, it will solve a great deal of problem, at least in terms of kids' footwear.
Yeah.
Because during the initial phase of 10 to 12 years,
They grow so quickly.
They grow so quickly that every quarter or every few months you have to buy a new footwear. There are brands who are trying to solve this problem, but again, when I looked at the type of the product which was offering, it was not catchy enough for the kids at least to opt for it.
No, they outgrow whatever you buy. They
Yeah.
literally outgrow it within a few weeks, few
Yes.
months. So you have
Yes.
to keep buying.
So if some innovation like that can happen where, things can be adjusted, if not like for lifetime, but for at least few years, then I think it makes perfectly sense of that innovation.
Because even this, as you said, it was a little bendable. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah.
malleable of sorts.
Yeah.
Where it does bend and fold because the harder and the stiffer it is, it's tougher on your sole as well, I imagine.
Okay. And time for another myth
Okay.
buster.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. By way of marketing, the idea has been put in our head that the sole on which our feet, rest the whole day needs to have cushion.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, imagine a Sparta warrior, okay, asking for that. You must have seen Spartan footwears.
Yeah.
Right? The warriors which used to. There was no cushion at all there. Your feet, the more they are grounded, okay, the closer to earth, the better health-wise.
Okay.
So if if you consult doctors, they will actually advise, if you have a vitamin D deficiency or something, vitamin B deficiency, what they will advise you, walk barefoot on grass for half an hour a day. The idea is that because the energy which you get from the earth, okay, it helps your body. So the closer you are to earth, the better it is for your body. So the myth which is there that cushion needs to be there has been well marketed by a lot of brands. Unfortunately, now that has become the norm.
Yeah.
So if you are wearing a flat surface footwear, there is no problem with it.
I prefer flats, honestly. That's
Yeah.
what I said. Even as a short person, I don't like wearing heels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this for me, is absolutely perfect.
Yes.
But there's cushioning.
There's a cushioning in this. Yeah.
What is the cushioning?
The cushioning is basically a recycled EVA.
Recycle?
So, recycled EVA.
EVA.
So
What's
EVA
that?
is a synthetic product.
Okay.
So what we do is from the auto industry, you make those seats and which you sit in your car.
Yeah.
So a lot of things get discarded. The foam gets discarded from this, which again is processed.
So this is that foam.
That is that foam.
How do you get your hands on these things?
So you see, sourcing these materials, especially in a country like India, is a challenge.
I can
And
imagine.
that was the biggest challenge when we started this brand. More and more brands at an international level are actually opting for non-leather options.
Yeah.
Like very bigger brands which actually can make differences. So now, there is one of the company in India which is making a new material which is out of waste flowers.
Fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is this one. I'm not sure about which company but they are making a material to be used for footwear and handbags.
Isn't that Fool?
Fool does agarbatti and
They are the ones working on the same material. So
okay.
Fool is doing trying to make leather out of flowers and leaves, I believe.
Probably.
But same,
It
the
might be
waste
the same
temple
company.
flowers,
It
and it's
might be.
called Fleather.
Oh,
I imagine. But incredible innovation. I've seen a brand from Calcutta that's called Yuri. They do eucalyptus leather.
okay.
Ban hide that you were talking about, banana fiber
Banana
leather.
fiber, yeah.
There's Amati, mango leather.
There's Malai from I think
Malai,
Kerala. Yeah.
coconut
Coconut,
leather.
Yeah.
So a lot of cool materials coming out of this
Exactly.
country as well. And
So,
I think
yeah.
using agricultural byproducts.
Hence the innovation which has come out, which is biodegradable PU.
Yeah. So we've touched upon this,
Yeah.
which is cork and rubber. We've touched upon this, which is cork and disposable medical gloves.
Yes.
This was the foam that you find inside the car seats.
Yeah.
We've not talked about this.
Yes.
What is that?
So, see, our design team is a sucker for, texture play. So what they have done is, in this latest piece which was launched, they have mixed two materials. One is the corduroy, which,
Like the pants?
yeah, like the pants. This is the corduroy material which we are talking about,
Okay.
and the vegan sweat which is there as the on the midsole. So what happens is, this feels really soft, really comfortable on your feet, and on top of that, to enhance the feet comfort, what we have
Yeah.
done is built-in arch support.
Okay. Which is this.
Yeah, this. So which actually gives the support to your arch, which is there.
Yeah.
And on top of that, what we have done is what the design team has done is they have smartly put a elastic in between.
Yeah.
So what happens is
Stretchability.
people who have wider feet, they have more room to, enjoy this footwear.
That's amazing. So if anything happens to my shoe within that period, I can come back to you.
Yes, we give the warranty on the pasting, on the material stitching. Anything goes bad, it's
Fixable.
and the best part is our warranty fulfillment. People who have claimed, registered for the warranty and claimed it is less than 0.1%, which means
So it's not coming back
yeah,
for wear and tear.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and there is no other footwear brand in India which offers a warranty on footwear.
I've never heard of it. I think
Yeah,
because
because
footwear is so hard to.
I once, at that time, we as a brand were not doing sneakers. So I bought a sneaker from one of the very big brand of India. The product even didn't last 2 weeks. And when I went to their store, because I understand warranty is there, but I still wanted to see, like if I'm paying so much money and if it is breaking down or, the pasting is going in within 2 weeks, what is their answer?
Yeah.
Their simple answer was, no, we don't offer any warranty once the product has been used. We cannot
That's
replace
the
it.
standard answer. That's the standard
No,
response
but
you
if
get.
any of my customer is paying anything, okay, like for example, if you are buying a phone, it comes with 6-month warranty. So why not the footwear? So bags also, which we are launching, okay, we will come with warranties. Like your zipper will not go bad, your material will not peel. Those kind of warranties will be there. That gives the trust to the consumer ki if something
100%.
goes wrong,
Yeah.
there are people who
faith.
will handle the situation.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that my percent of that is very low.
There's very few brands that do that, which is why I also want to talk about
I think only, as far as I recall, there is only one brand in India in footwear which does that. But I think they only do 30 days warranty.
Okay.
And
That's a lot.
this brand is also not an Indian brand. It's a global brand where the footwear starts in the range of 8 to 10,000 per pair.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool. That's what I mean. I've rarely come across a brand that does that, which is true sustainability, right? You want it to last. You want people
Exactly.
to, rewear and reuse for multiple occasions as well. Which is why the first statistic that I started with, I didn't know that we produce over 23 to
Yes.
24 billion footwear a year.
A year.
That many like pairs of shoes that are being produced. Most of them, I'm sure, are being sent to the landfill.
Yes.
So the wider footwear industry, they are mass producing. They're overproducing. And of course, at some level, we're responsible for over consuming as well. What do you have to say about that? And how is this different?
Okay. So again, when we say when we say biodegradable, we have our own opinion about things. So when we say mass production, people have started forming an opinion. Mass production is bad. Not necessarily, according to me. If a product is made in huge quantity, using the right material, using the right craftsmanship, and catering to the needs, and last, which is durable, which is comfortable, I don't see a harm in mass production.
Okay.
But what you are highlighting is the exact problem which is happening. The things which are getting mass produced, okay, are actually not made from good materials,
Yeah.
are not sustainable. They are mainly made of plastics. When we talk about just footwear,
Yeah.
most of the component of the footwear are plastic, be it sole or be it upper. So yes, because what has happened is what people have made in mass production has made a benchmark saying that okay, mass production is made. But if you make those tweaks of making quality footwear with quality material and quality craftsmanship, again, mass production might not be a bad thing.
If you could make footwear out of any crazy material, even if it's not available in the market right now, what would that be?
Oh, I think there is some innovation happening in which people are experimenting with pomegranate.
Pomegranate.
Yeah. So
Means pomegranate leather or?
Pomegranate leather.
Okay.
So all this plant-based leather which are coming up, I will really love to try them. But of course, if they are made in India.
Right. What about an imaginary material? If you could just come up with something that did not exist.
I think reimagining tech waste.
Tech waste.
Yeah.
Ooh. E-waste in shoes.
Yes.
So this could be my old laptop, my old cell phone.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
this was an old
as a,
car anyway.
as a stud or as some in the laces somewhere, if I can fix something. So we were actually in discussion with an IIT professor in which there was this idea which was contemplated. But in the end, bifurcating that waste from the the tech waste which is there, the e-waste which is there, is a process which is currently not there in our country.
Amit, where can people follow your journey? Where can they buy the product?
Yes.
Any website?
Yeah, so we have our own website. It's called planetpaduks.com. You can definitely go there and check our products, complete process. All the information is available. We are also available on major marketplaces as well. And on social media, if you search for Planet Paduks, we are there on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Amit, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you so much for having this conversation with me. It's really inspiring what you're building. I love that waste management is such a core principle for Planet Paduks and all the cool, innovative materials that you're using and how you're using them. And I've also loved learning that there are different types of feet and different types of material that I should be looking at and customizing the footwear that I buy for my comfort, my posture. I've learned a lot, and I'm very excited to see what you're going to build next, where Planet Paduks is going to head, and all the cool products that you're coming up with as well. So thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Shreya, for having us here.